All right, guys, this is lesson 3, and I'm going to teach you chords now. Chords are with 3 notes. So when I taught you the individual notes, C, D, E, F, G, all the individuals when you're playing with one finger, that's just a note. That's just what it's called. It's one single note. I'm going to teach you chords now where you're playing more like this, right? Where you're playing with multiple fingers. That's going to be a chord. So you learned the C note, but now you're going to learn the C chord. I know that's confusing, but I'm going to show you some easy ways. First of all, many times people use different fingers. A lot of times in like classical music, they use your thumb, your middle finger, and a lot of times like your pinky, stuff like that. I find that weird. I don't like that. I like to use these 2 fingers, my thumb and my pointing finger, and I like to use my ring finger. So my middle finger is the only time appropriate to keep it up. And so I use those 3 fingers. So that's how I play. I know it maybe looks a little bit confusing to you, but there's the 3 I'm playing right there. So my thumb right now is always going to land on whatever my root note is. So I'm showing you a C chord right now. So my C chord is going to go thumb right here on the C, and my other 2 are just going to fall in place. And it's going to skip every other one. So C, E, and G. Those are the 3 notes I'm playing to create a C chord. Now I want to show you a little trick. Again, just having an easy way to teach you. I'm going to show you 3 chords. I'm going to show you the C chord, the F chord, and the G chord. The reason I put them in one group is because they're played exactly the same. So C, E, and F, right? Your fingers will feel right. If it's like over here, your fingers will feel weird. You're like, oh man, that feels awkward. But if you're like this, just skipping one, just let your fingers just kind of fall in place. Just skip one, and you'll hear it sounding right. So if that's how a C's played, I'm going to pick up my fingers, and I'm going to slide them all the way over to F. And if that's how an F is played, then G is right next to it. I'm literally just sliding over. My fingers are staying the same, and I'm just sliding over. If I go over here and it's like this, see, it sounds weird. And I'm like, oh, my fingers feel weird too. Oh, that feels right. It feels right and it sounds right. So trust your fingers. The feeling of your fingers will tell you. So that's your chords today. C, F, and G. So I want you to pause this and I want you to play those chords back and forth a couple times. Then we're going to move to the next set, which is going to be D, E, and A, which is a little different. But C, F, and G. Go ahead and pause this and go over that exercise that you see right now on the screen and pause it and just go over it for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to move on. So C, F, and G, just slide over, same thing. Okay, now that you've done that, hopefully you paused it and you practiced that a couple times. So you did C, F, and G, which feel the same. So now your second group is going to be D, E, and A. And so if I told you right now, play a D, you probably want to go like this. And you're like, okay, I think that's a D, but I'm telling you this group of chords is going to be different. So the difference is instead of doing this with the D, your middle finger right here is going to go up to this one. So you have D, F sharp, and A. So can you see that? D, F sharp, and A. That's your D chord right there. Again, my middle finger is just kind of like hovering over. It's not doing nothing. I'm not playing nothing with it. So I'm trying to like put it down so you can see. D, F sharp, and A with my ring finger. So that's D. So remember, the next group is D, E, and A. So if that's a D, I'm going to pick up and I'm simply going to slide over to E. E, G sharp, and B. If that's an E, I'm going to slide all the way over to A, and boom. Same thing. Again, if I would hit this, it sounds weird, it feels weird, so you want to make sure it feels the same. So A, C sharp, and E. So I'm just picking up. So that's your second group. D, E, and A. So practice that. That's going to be that. And I want to show you something really quick. B is a different one, right? Just like you. So right now you just learned all these. Now you're on your last one. B is you're going to put your thumb on it. And instead of one finger up and one finger down, see these group of 2 right here? You're going to play the second one, and you're going to play the first one on this group up here. So B is different. 1 up, or 1 down, 2 up. These 2. 1 down, 2 up. So that's why B is by itself. So now earlier you learned C, F, and G, all down. My fingers are all down. D, E, and A has my middle finger up. D, slide over, E, A, and then B is always different, right? 1 down, 2 up. Remember, this pattern and this pattern, you have 2 in between right here, 2. So it's the ending and the beginning, not these. A lot of times people do this or they do this. It's not that. It's not these 2. It's just the end, these 2 right here. B is different. So go ahead and pause this video and let's go through that exercise again. But now instead of playing just notes, you're playing chords. You're doing C, F, and G. You're doing D, E, A, and then you're doing B. And on your left hand over here, play the single note. So if you're playing C with this chord, your chord on your right hand, play the note with 1 finger on your left hand. So go C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So play the single note with your left hand. So again, you're getting used to both hands, okay? There's your lesson with chords for this week. Go ahead and pause this video so you can practice that, and we'll see you for the next lesson.